welcome to the Comeback Kid podcast. Mark is out. Your favorite person is here to run the show. Welcome to Season 7, Episode 3 of the JB Trio podcast featuring the Comeback Kid, Woodman C.
And Lee McDonald Jr.
And subbing in for Mark, the Ancient Warrior Merchant.
But no one cares about him.
Is the Mystic Warrior.
Mystic.
Oh, yeah, the Mystery Warrior. Kyle Howe.
Wait, he said mystery or mystic?
Mystic.
The Mystic.
The Mystic.
Mystic Warrior, Kyle Howe. Thank you for stepping in, Kyle.
No problem.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Kyle. So now we are featuring the second episode, even though theoretically it's episode 3 of season 7, but episode 2 of the Chris's podcast that we all been craving for and waiting for Mark to leave this podcast, but he still didn't get the hint. I know, guys.
Did you kick in your presidential authority and fire Mark?
I wish I could. But he's just like Biden. He just won't go away. All right.
He's in reality, Mark is picking up his wife from the airport. He is not fired.
Mm-hmm.
Chris is not playing Trump and firing Mark, even though he is president.
Yeah. But I am back, guys. Thank you so much. I'll be running the podcast, so please enjoy. We have a lot to go through and a lot to inform y'all of what this week's going to entail. So first, we go through the 3-minute Billy Kid Lee going through the forecast of what happened last week.
Now this is my cue for the fastest 3 minutes in bowling. So last week we started off with Ricky and the Two Mikes against Team 14, Almost Empty Nests. And Almost Empty Nests had another good week in a row. Their second week, they won. They beat up on Ricky's team, 34 out of 48. So kudos to the Davises. Next pair, we have Team 6 against Team 1, second week in a row that they faced each other. And this time there was a bludgeoning, whereas last week was somewhat of a kiss your sister week. And my team barely pulled it out. Not last week. Last week,
so you do pull out.
It was Team 6 that did not pull out, and they screwed us all away. And Team 6 won 46 out of 48 and kicked our butt pretty bad. Next pair was Team number 10, that good old team hosted by Chris. Brought in his wife Camilla and Leland, and they are now Put Your Thumb and Timmy, which is the combined teams. And their first opponent was Team 13, BD in the Pocket. And just like the Titanic of old, Team Titanic, or actually Team Put Your Thumb and Timmy, had lost to Team 13, 31 out of 48. So BD in the Pocket won. That was Brian and Christian and Matthew Macy did good. Next pair is Team 3. It is Wicked Trio against Team 9, Slate's Rockheads. They had a sub come in, Ryan Curtis. Good bowling all around, especially from a Mr. Gilbert Peterson. He held up the team that week, almost shot 300, had the front 10 strikes in a row, and did not finish it off, though. But they did win 30 out of 48, and Gilbert was bowler of the week. Good job to him. Next pair, Team 7, that is the S team against Team number 2, the newly crowned Team number 2, Team OG, formerly known as Team 15, had another good week. They won again. They won 28 out of 48, so they like their new position as the number 2 team in the league. And then next we've got Team 12, the men in the 10 pin, against Team 5, Mark and Kyle and Ron, which is Slate Sloppy Seconds. Not a good week for those guys. It was Team 12, the men in the 10 pin, that overcame. I think it was Sean Taylor that bowled good that week. And it was 29 out of 48 for the score. Not too good a shot for Team number 5. Sorry about that, Kyle.
No problem.
Last pair was Pin High. Team number 8 against Team 4. Blame it on the alcohol. Well, they couldn't blame it on anything that week. They bowled really crappy, and they'll tell you themselves they bowled horrible on 31-32. So I had hinted around about it last week that there was a lot of handicap they were giving up, and they're on 31-32. And unfortunately, I didn't even follow my own omen because Team 8 Pin High cleaned house and won 44 out of 48. Blame it on the alcohol, just could not get anything together. So the standings now are left where two teams have 100 points, and they're the top two teams. Top team, Slate's Rockheads at 103, but right on their tail, trying to reclaim the lead as they did in the first half of the league. 3 fingers deep, held up by Caden Connor, who's been on a roll.
Yeah,
he almost
he
shot
has.
700. They are at 100 points and in second. Third place, all of a sudden, the emerging Pin High, only 5 points out of first. They are in third place at 98 points. Sloppy seconds fell down to fourth place. Kyle's team, they're at 93 points. BD in the Pocket is in fifth place at 89. And Wicked Trios in sixth with 81. Team OG out of the gutter, they're at the halfway point at seventh place with 78 points. Almost Empty Nest on their tail in eighth place at 73 points. The S team at 70 and ninth and 10th, blaming on the alcohol, slipped way down at 68 points. The men in the 10 pin slipped down. They're at 57 points, although they did climb up a little high with their recent victory. And in 12th place, Ricky and the two Mikes have dropped way down. They're at 53 points. And the last two teams, who you call the Pinhead, in 13th place has climbed out of last. And the newly crowned Put Your Thumb in Timmy, Chris's team has now officially claimed last place.
Barely.
45 points.
Just for this week. I guarantee next week we'll be out. Guaranteeing next week we'll be out.
I think Mark would say, you care to put anything on that?
Mark's not here, so he's
he might join us later for Beat Mark's picks.
I believe what he's looking for is, oh, hell no.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly.
No.
So Bowlers of the Week was Gilbert Peterson, 124. We mentioned that a minute ago. He shot 727. And honorable mentions to Mr. Larry Hoover was on the same pair. He had 118 over with 715. So if not for Gilbert, he would have been Bowler of the Week. And also honorable mention, I mentioned the Caden Connor, both good earlier, and he shot 681. He was 102 over average. Tina Clay, 61 pins over average, was Bowler of the Week for the ladies. Good job, Tina. And honorable mentions to Nancy Davis and Anna Marie Davis, both good that week as well. All three ladies helped their teams to victory. And now high average. This is going to be a subject, guys, because all of the high average guys are slipping rapidly. Garrett Williams, who was leading in high average, has now fallen to second. He only shot 505 on 31-32 this past week. He's down to 207.59 for his average. Neil Brady has slipped down to 207.95, has claimed first place by just a tenth of a point. And Ron Reynolds has slipped down to 205.9. He is currently in third. All of this is good news for the comeback kid whose bet with Mark is to claim first place in high average. And all the high average guys dropped except him. He rose a little bit. And it looks like he is
203.
currently at 203,
Yep.
ready to make his move. So, Mark, you better watch out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he is coming. And for the ladies, Camilla, as always, the reliable Camilla, 171, high average
That's
for
my
the ladies.
baby.
144 for Amanda Cunningham. She's going up. Nancy Davis is going up at 131. Most improved people, Cody is still leading the men at an 18 pin increase from his start, but Peyton is right on his tail. He's at 17 pins increase from the start of the league. Larry Hoover in third with 13 pins up. Tina Saunders is the most improved for the ladies with 15 pins over her average when she first started. Anna Marie Davis, which I believe that is her aunt, she is at 10 pins over her average, with Tina Clay a little bit behind her at 5 pins over her average. Now, the MVP race, our own Mr. Kyle Howell, who's on tonight with us now. He has still got a 5-point lead. He's at 107. He won a few points this past week. I think he had a tie. Maybe not, but he's at 107.
Yeah, we had Gary and I had a tie on the first game with our handicap. Both of us had a 250.
Dang. So 250,
Dang.
and Kyle tied him and so he's not 107. He can't get that MVP down. He's still up there. George Martinez is following him in second at 102, and Sean Taylor's at 100. So Kyle has got a comfortable lead, at least for 2 weeks, but there's nobody that can pass him within a 1 week period. Next week, the ladies, Tina Saunders has a solid lead at 85 points. Amanda right behind her at 73, and Anna Marie Davis 73. So those are our MVP races for the bowlers for the male and female.
Nice.
I agree. I totally agree.
Congratulations to them
Yes, sir.
and all of them. But
And all of them.
And I just feel bad because I'm just going to embarrass all those teams that when my team in last place makes it top.
Wait a minute, you're gonna do a triple crown. You're gonna be the most improved and the MVP. You're gonna steal it from Kyle and the high average.
Yep, yes sir, yes sir.
All
three. You heard it here, guys.
You're gonna earn the first triple crown.
You heard it here.
Well, you have to be in one of those categories at least to have a triple crown, let alone all three.
And I will.
It will be the greatest half of bowling if it can be done.
It will be done. On earth.
Well, not if Kyle has
heaven.
anything to say about it.
Kyle?
I tell you, you're gonna have to earn it.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna give it.
Fish talk.
What was that? Was that lightsabers? It sounded like lightsabers.
It was lightsabers.
All right. So Mark is gone. He is dropping his wife off at the airport. So he'll be joining us a little bit later, though. He should be back in about 10 minutes.
It is going to be what y'all all been waiting for, the Coke bottle scratch.
Oh, man.
Results. Going in last week, we had a full 16 contenders. Talk about Guardians. All right, we're talking about the Rome, the Battle of the Gladiators. All right, not really gladiators. It was kind of like a wimpy match for everyone. But a lot of high caliber bowlers got out. First off, you have Lee McDonald versus Garrett, the highest average in the league used to be. Lee McDonald bowled 534 to Garrett 505. Advancing Lee
some
McDonald.
Pretty wimpy ass bowling.
Yes. So that's one high caliber bowler. Garrett is out of the tournament.
That's unbelievable. He had the highest average. He just 31-32 just killed him. He killed the whole team.
It's not meant for everybody. That lane is
only a
ruthless.
select few, huh?
Exactly, like myself.
Yeah.
All right, next one underneath that will be going against Lee McDonald. We have Ron Reynolds versus Matthew Macy. Ron Reynolds bowled 540 to Matthew Macy 621. Matthew Macy moves on.
A 600 win.
Mm-hmm. Matthew Macy moves on to bowl against Lee McDonald. Another high caliber
guaranteed
bowler.
Victory.
Ron is out.
Matthew.
Yep. So Ron and Garrett are both high caliber bowlers that are out of the tournament. So no worry about them.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. Next below that is Peyton Estes versus Joe Bear. Mm-hmm. Peyton bowled at 584 to Joe Bear 727.
That's 100 and almost 30 pins.
Yeah. Joe Bear definitely won that, and Peyton is also a high caliber bowler. He's out, so he was. Yes, that was a hard one to swallow right there for sure.
Yeah. He doesn't like swallowing.
Yep.
Yeah. Overall, there were some good scores last week.
There were some good scores, but there were some lousy.
There was a lousy scores. Like there's a lot of good bowlers that should have bowled. Like Garrett should have bowled great. Ron should have bowled great. But I mean,
they must have just succumbed to the pressure of the Coke bottle.
Maybe
that tournament, I'm telling you,
you get
the prestige of this tournament is just so much because you have to live up to the Woodmansey name.
Exactly. If you don't live up to it, you get fucked by it. Mm-hmm. So going against Joe Bear, we have Brian Brimmerman versus Rick Connor. Brian bowled a 599 to Rick Connor 575.
Oh, that was the first close match.
Yes, Brian Brimmerman will be going against Joe Bear.
Oh man, place your bets.
Yep.
Play short bet.
Yeah.
I'd say it's kind of like in football. I'd say Brian Brimmerman would be giving up, or no, he'd probably be getting about 2 touchdowns.
A
What do they
handicap.
don't call it? He'll be favored by at least by 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. I mean, I
So-
believe that for sure. If that was
So Joe
true.
Barry will be definitely favored by 2 touchdowns.
Actually, you know what
But-
the difference is?
What's that?
7 pins on their handicap.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
there's not a lot of difference
15 to
in
22.
handicap.
Wow.
There's definitely not a lot of difference in handicap, but the way the momentum is, I would definitely say that Joe Bear's got the momentum after bowling that 700.
Yeah. Joe Bear definitely, but I think Brian he has his engine's revving. His engine is revving.
Yeah.
And
Now, I will give Brian kudos because he was the final 2 participant in the winter bracket.
Yep.
So he's no stranger to individual competition. So
true.
we shall see. This will be a good match. It's not like my match with Matthew. Matthew's got it in the bag. That's like a 3 touchdown deficit for me.
Okay. Maybe.
All right, so
Matthew
next.
was hot. Matthew was hot, but we'll see. So next one we have my favorite one. God, this is a juicy one. This is a night that I'm going to remember for a very long time. In the first ever Coke bottle scratch bracket challenge, we have Mark the fucking Merchant versus Georgie Martinez. Mark bowled a 600 on the dot to Georgie Martinez 642, eliminating Mark the fucking Merchant. George
Oh,
moves on.
you just gave Mark a new nickname.
Yeah. I love it. Mark is eliminated in my first ever scratch bracket because he doesn't belong here. All right, he needs to be known that he needs to be told that.
Are you sure that wasn't selective bookkeeping?
No, I tried to be. Even if it was, I mean, it will still be that kind of outcome. So he just did it for me.
Remember how you give bowlers like certain points?
Yeah, I know. I mean, but this time I didn't have to. I didn't have to give George any additional points because he did his part.
You sure you didn't give George 50 pins?
Nope.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Next one we had Fred. He bowled a 575 to keep bowling against Chris Saunders. Bowled a 667.
Jeez.
Yeah, Chris Saunders will be going against George Martinez.
So those are the 4 bowlers. So we got that's
The
half
last
the
one.
bracket so far.
We had Sean versus me. Sean Taylor bowled a 529 to my 630. I bowl against Caden Connor. He beat Neil Brady. He beats Neil Brady 681 to 610. Neil Brady.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you bowl against the blind team. I was like, wait a minute, how do you get the blind?
No. No, I bowl against Caden Connor.
What happened in their match?
Caden Connor 681, 610 by Neil Brady.
Oh, the 2 600s finally met.
Yep. But it was a big deficit. So 681.
Yeah, the 2 best bowlers were definitely Joe Bear and Caden that night. So they'll be in opposite
But
ends of the
you just
bracket.
gotta admit, like Fred is out, Garrett, Ron, we have freaking Peyton, and then Neil Brady, both great bowlers that are out.
I think all the 200 average bowlers are out except Chris,
Yeah.
which is insane.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, like how this scratch bracket is supposed to benefit the high average bowler, but it didn't.
So I think you're the highest average that's left alive.
Maybe. It's just like funny because like Kyle would have won his bracket against anyone.
Yeah, Kyle, you should have got in.
Yeah. But
of course, with your luck, you'd have probably drew Joe Bear.
Exactly.
Only 700 of the night.
Yeah, only 700 of the night. But no, Joe Bear has a 200 average, so yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I forget.
What's his average? 204, 205?
203.
Oh, we're
tied
the same.
with you now.
We're tied with us.
Let's say he needed to shoot that 700 to get tied with you.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, so it's just like it's those are our top 8 for now. So going next week, we're gonna have the top 4 and then the final 2. Which and thank you, Tracy, for making our trophy. I'm not gonna tell y'all what it is. Kyle, you may know, she might have told you, but yeah, I'm having Tracy make a trophy for the winner of the brackets.
She didn't have to tell him. She can keep secrets from him.
Okay, probably.
She said something about trying to keep it clean.
Oh. I wonder how you. Anyway.
Yes. So there will be a trophy for the winner, a plaque per se, and then the money, $80, go to the winner. And then hopefully next time we could do this a lot more better and maybe more money on the line. So,
I agree. So not too bad for our first go around.
yep.
So that'll be over in a few weeks, and then in March is when we kick off our last big bracket of the tournament of the league, and we'll be down to I think 42 bowlers at that time when it comes around. So yeah, unfortunately we've lost a few bowlers. Chris, you practically lost your team on that, but we'll make it work. So we'll be at 42 bowlers. I think maybe 41. We'll have to fill in some vacancies, but we will make it work. Well, even if we have to do something like we did with the what was that bracket called? Oh, the winter bracket.
The winter break.
You know what you need to do, Lee?
What's that?
Add in some of our regular subs.
Yeah, I was thinking that. The only problem is they're not consistent, though.
Yeah.
So I'd hate to have them join and then, I'm out for the next 4 weeks.
Yep.
So I think we'll just keep our regular bowlers in, and then if they use subs. Now, this time around, I think what we'll do is maybe say after 3 rounds, no more subs. So when you get to the final 8, then you have to bowl your score or your blind, whichever's available for you.
True.
But
True.
it's Super Bowl weekend.
Yep. And
So,
Chris Cash Game Poker Night.
oh yeah, that's right, Saturday night.
Yep.
Is it going to be cash or is it going to be tournament?
It is going to be a cash game night, guys. We're thinking about we're projecting to be 15 people. Cash game, $30. Come on, hang out. We're going to have Kyle Famous Brisket there.
Nice.
All right. By the way, Kyle, I bought brisket. I bought brisket yesterday. It's in my house in my freezer. So
Cool. Let me know, and I'll come over and show you how to
cool.
dress it up.
Cool. And is there any chance? Sorry, this is off topic.
No problem.
Is there any way we can like do the brisket in one day? Like start like Saturday morning, and have it done by like 8:00.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
It might not. It won't have enough time to get the smoke all the way through it. Maybe.
Like what if we? I don't have a smoker, so what we'll be doing on a grill.
I thought you said you got.
Uh-oh.
No, I didn't get that. I was supposed to get one for Christmas, but I didn't get the smoker.
Oh boy.
I got propane grill.
Oh, that's fine.
It sounds like we're going to need some chef's advice on how to make brisket in the oven or.
No, not oven. No, I want to do grill. I mean, I think Kyle knows how to do it.
Yeah, we can make that work.
Yeah, see.
Or y'all could just slow cook in the oven for like 8 hours.
Ew, I don't like that. I want the.
I don't know. We had it the other night in my house and it turned out to be damn good.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe my wife can give y'all some pointers.
No. I don't know.
She is
Maybe.
the master chef.
How about I just drop the brisket at your house and you make it for us and bring it over?
Now that might not happen.
Okay. Then Kyle, come over.
I agree. Let's keep it simple.
But yeah, so that is the plan. I'm gonna have a big cookout, make some macaroni, homemade mac and cheese, some mashed potatoes, some rolls. It's gonna be a fun night. We're gonna do it in the garage. It's gonna be great weather. It's not gonna be cold on Saturday night. So yeah, so come on out, invite your friends, and have a good time. So
Yes. So anybody that's listening, we've increased our listenership. We're on average around 30 listeners an episode, and we've got 40 subscribers on Spotify. So keep up. And we're on YouTube now. We're just now getting, I think we just had our 12th subscriber. So please, if you listen to the podcast on Spotify, go over to YouTube and click on subscribe as well. We want to get our listeners up on both platforms as much as possible. So please hit like on every episode and please subscribe. Now, Chris, I've got kind of a Chris Probes himself. So I've got a question. So you've been getting into poker a lot, watching TV shows and subscribing to Daniel Negreanu's poker tips and all this and everything, trying to improve your game. What the hell's been going on with you in these last 2 Geno poker tournaments?
Well, I mean, like you saw how I caught up pretty damn good at the very first 2 hours. I was up $300.
Yeah, this was this past Saturday night.
Yeah,
we all went to Geno. Had a good time. Sat at the same table as always.
we had a 7-player tournament on Sunday afterwards.
Oh, this past Sunday?
Yeah, and I won it. And
no, you did not.
Yep.
No way. Where was it? At his house or your house?
It was at my house. It was in my garage.
Oh, so you have to be at home field advantage. That's what that is.
Well, I mean, no, I mean, like, no, I just like so. The rule was I broke my rule. So the rule was in his lessons in the classes: do not drink alcohol while performing these skills, these techniques. So when I was winning, I wasn't drinking alcohol, and I was winning great hands. I was calling people bluffs. I was betting high, getting people out to fold, and I was being a bully. Yes, I was being a bully, but I was winning. And then I started drinking. Once I got drunk, once I started drinking, not drunk, but once I started drinking a lot, then all my patience and all my thinking I got it, which just went down the drain. I started betting stupidly.
So that's what happened when you started drinking at Geno's?
Yes, when I started drinking at Geno's, I lost that $300 advantage. I lost $40. I went negative $40.
It was that other Chris that sat at the table. He like came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I mean, because I started betting him. I bet on hands. I went too high on bets on hands that I should have never done it. In his class, like those hands I should never bet. I should have just fold, and I should never.
Yeah, there was one though that you only had like a king high or a jack high, and you thought he was bluffing, and then he beat you with like a pair of sevens.
Yes, and it was my fault, and it was just I was stupid. I was like I said, I was betting good in the beginning though. The first 2 hours, I was like a champ. I was like a pro poker player. I felt like I was a pro poker player at that day.
You felt the rush. Huh?
Yes, I felt great because I was actually winning, bullying people, and I was actually getting people out and having good cars and flopping them, and yeah.
Kind of sounds like how you bowl. You bully people while you bowl, and when you get up and feel good, you scream, "Here we go!" Just like Dak Prescott. And then the next week you come in, and then it's like,
yeah. So, but yeah, I have been taking class. But I took some of his class today. I'm on level 2 today. So level 1 it's an 8 series class of level 1s, and first one was strategy and betting, and level 2 it goes to bluffing, and I did my first episode of the day session of bluffing today, so I learned a lot today. So,
oh, good.
But yes.
Now let me ask you. I've been trying to get you to watch this movie. Did you watch Rounders?
Yeah, and it has that guy for Red. He's like a German Scottish guy. He's like, yes, yeah, you bet my money, and like he's like, dang, he's my favorite guy. He's awesome. And then Matt Damon, that boy, he just, I think he has an addiction. He's just like, I could do it. I do it. And his pocket kings, and then he thinks he got it, but then pocket aces. He didn't even count for the aces he had. So, yeah. And then he's down 10 grand. He's like, I got 10 grand. One more time. Let's go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a good movie. It was actually a good movie. Mm-hmm.
Oh, good. Good. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you watched it.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I was happy I saw it. It was a good movie. So
good.
But I mean, like, yeah. Do you feel like my betting game hasn't gone better, or you feel like it's just lucky? Be honest.
I haven't really paid attention that much.
You played at my table.
Yeah. I remember when you were winning, and then you took the big downfall.
Yeah.
Other than that, I do remember you were up like 300 or somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
And you seem to have lost it big. I don't know, maybe
horribly.
Yeah, maybe instead of betting recklessly, once you get a big stack, you got to change how you bet.
Yes. Well, I was only betting recklessly because I was tilted and drunk. The worst 2 combinations ever.
Well, there's 2 ways to play. There's the short stack, and that's how you started. And then once you get the chips, you got to kind of change it up. So maybe when you get to that point in the lessons that you're watching, they'll have how you bet when you have very little chips compared to how you bet when you have a lot of chips.
Yeah, they haven't gotten that part. That's probably be more down the line. Right now I'm bluffing. But yeah, maybe, yeah, you're right. So I'm still doing it. It's a long session because every session has a quiz. And you need to pass it to go into the next one.
So. Yeah, very true. So Kyle, you guys got any Super Bowl plans?
I don't have anything yet.
But the Lions are in the Super Bowl this year.
They could have been if they'd have had 2 halves instead of just 1 half. But no, they decided to only play 1 half of football and give the 49ers the other half.
Mm-hmm.
Next year is going to be tough because they're going to have a first-place schedule, whereas this year they had a second-place schedule that they played. So they had a little bit of an easier schedule, but next year is going to be tough. Mm-hmm. So I don't see them repeating unless if they get lucky. So they're going to have Lady Luck on their side. Kind of like bowling. Once we get to these bowling scores, because we went to a 14-team schedule because we had to have that one team that was with Chris drop out, and Chris joined Camilla and Leland. So we're down to 14 teams now. Kind of curious to see how we did. That's why I'm hoping to get Mark on here, portion of the segment.
Do you know the numbers?
I don't know the spread, but I can try to get him as quick as I can.
As far as what?
Each team who we're picking against.
I got them right here.
Oh,
Awesome sauce. How about that?
I'll be filling in for Mark this week. Mark picks.
So to start us off, we've 19 and 20. We've got team number 2 against team 12. Team 2 is the newly OG, moved from team 15 to team 2 against team 12, the men in the 10 pin. All right, what's the spread on this one?
Right now, if it's just the two of them, it's they'll be getting 41 pins plus the vacant.
Oh, nice. So they'll be getting 40, I think 44 80. From the vacant. So yeah, it'd be probably around 80 to 90 pins.
But we don't even know who's in the ranking right now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get those results next week when Mark's here.
But this is how I bet. It's strategy.
Well, right now it sounded like everybody went either 1 and 7 or 2 and 5 last week.
No, if I had to bet, I'd say we all went probably 1 and 7.
No, I want to recount. I want to recount.
We all sucked because we all picked the same teams and they all lost. Because I remember we picked my team lost. We picked our team lost. Garrett's team. We picked Kyle's team. All 3 teams lost. So I'm well prepared for a 1 and 6 week.
We picked Brian's team and they won.
They beat you guys?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the 1 win.
Oh my God.
So we'll figure out those results next week when Mark gets here. But right now, so we got team 2 against team 12. Who do we think is going to win this one?
Team 2 or team 12?
Team OG against team the men in the 10 pin.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
You can't count them out because Gary bowled phenomenal last week.
Yeah, and OG won 2 weeks in a row.
But they're bowling 2 and 12, so I'm going to go for men in the 10 pin.
Well, I hate to go against OG, but again, without that third bowler, it's kind of hard for them to make up for that. So I am also going with the men in the 10 pin.
Yeah, they did very well against us last week, and I just couldn't keep up with Gary. So I'm going to have to go for the men in the 10 pin.
Oh, so it's a clean sweep. It's going to be like last week. All right, next pair is team on 21 and 22 is team 14. That is Almost Empty Nest against team 3, Wicked Trio. Almost Empty Nest won again 2 weeks in a row. They could make it 3. I would say they probably get a ton of pins from Wicked Trio. What's the spread on that one?
151.
Oh,
God, what?
I was right. So it's like 3 against 4 bowlers almost.
All right, I'm going for like a Mark's pick. I'm going for the Almost Empty Nest.
And they've been on a roll. But Larry bowled 700 last week, and I see him getting on a hot streak. So I'm going with Wicked Trio.
Oh, man. I'm going to have to probably go with Wicked Trio because they didn't do very well last week, but so they're going to be looking for redemption.
Yeah, they bowled Slate's Rockheads, they were pretty much unstoppable that week, even though they bowled really good. I'd say Wicked Trio's scores against any other team in the league probably would have won, but against the one team that they bowled against that beat them. So I think they're going to find redemption tomorrow night.
And they were pretty consistent too.
Yeah, they are.
Because they had the first game was a 674, and the next 2 games were 678.
Oh wow! Yeah, that's pretty good for them. That's pretty good for the league. So the next pair is 23 and 24. That is Pin High, newly crowned 3rd place Pin High against the 2nd place team, 3 Fingers Deep. What's the spread on this one?
Let's see. Penn High is getting 165.
And they're bowling pretty good too, and they're in third against the second place team. This could be a good match.
I'm probably going to have to go with Rick and Caden. I mean, George he's what, second in the individual standings?
Yes, he is.
So I'm probably gonna go with Three Fingers Deep.
I'm gonna have to second that with you because Caden, we got firsthand on how bad they kicked our ass last week, and Caden is on an unbelievable hot streak. So I am backing you up on that and going with Wicked Trio.
Yeah, I got Wicked. No wait, Wicked Trio.
You got Wicked Trio?
No, that was last team. You're talking about Three Fingers Deep.
Oh, I'm sorry. I've yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm going with Three Fingers Deep.
Yeah, me too.
Brain fart.
Mhm. Me too.
All right, so it's another clean sweep. So the next pair, maybe we'll split it up because it's Chris's team. So next pair is Put Your Thumb in Timmy against team number 4. Blame it on the alcohol. Both teams have been trending downward.
No. Our team is on an upward. Like if you were investing us in stocks and papers, our forecast is high, skyrocket.
Well, I can say that you would get a hell of a deal if you were buying it because you guys got the lowest
Yeah,
points
you
in
know
the
what?
league.
But yeah, our stocks are now $1, but given 4 weeks, it's gonna be worth $2,000 in 4 weeks,
Wow.
guaranteed.
Well, there's only 30 pins difference.
Jeez.
But
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Chris, I would like
go
to be
with
nice to you
blame it
this
on the
week.
alcohol.
I got my team on this.
I would like to be nice to you this week, Chris, but not this week. I think Garrett is going
That's
to
improved this week.
he's going to exact some revenge on the lanes this week from his 505 that he bowled last week. So I'm predicting he's going to be damn near, if not over 700. So I'm sorry you guys are going to be the victim to that because you guys have Leland and Camilla. So I would say, I'd love to side with them, but they're just going to be too much for you guys. Sorry.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
And you said you picked your team. And Kyle, who did you have?
Blame it on the alcohol.
Oh, there we are. We have mixed picks on this one. So this is either going to be good for Chris or bad.
It's gonna be great for me because y'all are losers.
It's not going to be good. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
All right. Next pair, 27-28. Team 11, which is Ricky and the two Mikes against my team. So we'll be bowling Ricky's team, which our team is, of course, who you call him a pinhead. I hate that name. I can't even remember the name half the time. So what's the spread on this, Kyle?
Ricky and two Mix are getting 72 a game.
Damn.
72, damn.
I got your team. Easy.
Really?
Easy.
Wow.
Easy.
Oh man, I'm gonna have
Henderson's
go
been
with your
bowling pretty good.
because last week y'all were what 31, 32?
No, we were I think 19 and 20.
Oh, well,
Actually, that was Ricky's team that was on 31-32.
I'm probably gonna go with your team.
Oh my God! Really?
Who you got? Who you got?
Man, I didn't think you guys would pick me. Damn near last place.
I'm in last place.
I'm gonna seal it and say yes. I'll pick my team only because Peyton's been bowling so good. It definitely sure shit ain't me and Greg, but Peyton's been holding us up. So I'm gonna have faith in Peyton. So
That means y'all are due.
that means we're due. Yes. All right. Next pair, 29 and 30. And that is team number 7, the S team with Tina and Chris and Diego against team 9, Slate's Rockheads.
Fuck.
Yeah. So what do we got here? What's the spread?
125 a game.
Okay. Dang.
But I think Slate's Rockheads are gonna cover it.
Yeah, I got Slate. I got Slates on this one.
Yeah, I really hate picking against the Saunderses and Diego, but yeah, it's hard to go against the first place team. Slate's Rockheads has been on a roll, especially Gilbert, and so I'm going with them. Another clean sweep. All right. Lastly, we've got Team 5, Mark and Kyle and Ron. Excuse me. Slate Sloppy Seconds against Team 13, BD in the pocket.
Big dick.
I think. Whoa, I'm sorry. What's the spread on this?
This is the closest match of the night. There's only 9 pins difference.
Oh, damn.
One spare.
Dang. You know what? I believe that, and I'm going against Matthew Macy. So I'll be rooting for your team definitely because I want to advance in the scratch bracket. Although he's probably going to clean my clock. And this is 31-32. So it's going to be the war of attrition and who can out battle the other. And Kyle, I believe this is going to be your toughest opponent yet that you've had individually because Christian has been on a hell of a roll. I mean, he's almost averaging 190 now. And I even watched him last week. He had a 200. He had like a 570 series.
Yeah.
Which is really high for him. He's not normally around that, but he's been averaging near that. So it's been crazy. So he's definitely going to be your toughest opponent, I think. Now, that being said, I think I'm still going to pick your guys' team. I think I'm going with Mark and Ron and Kyle.
I'll have to agree with you on that because I think Mark and Ron, Mark's been in a slump lately, and I think he's going to pick it up.
I hope so. He's picking up his wife, so he's had a long Monday night, and he bowled this afternoon. So I'm hoping he's not all tired out tomorrow.
Well, this is where we differ, guys. I
Big shock.
B Dick in the pocket because it's on lane 31-32. They're gonna suck, and I think the younger guys are gonna show them how to bowl, and they're gonna bowl great.
Oh man.
Either way, I think it's going to be good competition there. It's going to be close either way. It's going to be almost a kiss your sister night, I believe.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It definitely sounds like it.
You got Brian, who's still in the scratch bracket, and so he's got something to really bowl for.
Yeah, they got two guys in the scratch bracket, two people on the same team in the bracket together. So,
Yep.
All right. Hey, we got Mark, the Ancient Warrior, has returned.
How about it?
You just ruined my podcast.
We put Chris in charge of this podcast.
Oh no, we're gonna lose a lot of listeners. I'm here to.
So you're here to save the day.
I am. I'm here to save the podcast.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're anxiously wanting to know what all results are beat Mark's picks last week.
Okay, man. It's looking like it's looking normal from past experience. Last week, the leader was Mark, 4 wins, 3 losses. No surprise there. Lee and Chris both went 2 and 5.
Damn it.
Oh.
Yeah. And our guest Kyle went 3 and 4. So,
wow.
No surprise there.
I am not. See, I told you guys we sucked.
Then overall, I'm 13 and 10. The leader at 13 and 10.
He reclaimed the name.
Yeah, Lee, you're the bridesmaid once again, 12 and 11. And Chris holding up the rear at 9 and 14.
He likes things in the rear.
Yep.
Hey, I won the first one.
That was just practice.
That was practice. That was a warm up.
And
we were just warming up.
Our guest is 8 and 7. So even our guest,
right, Kyle.
Yeah, even our guest has a winning percentage over Chris.
No, you said 8 and 7. I'm 9 and 12.
You're 9 and 14.
9 and 14. My God.
Still
That's
winning.
a losing record, Chris.
No, it's not.
Is it like when you win the first half, you don't really give a crap about the second half?
It's not how you start, it's how you finish. How you finish.
Yeah. All right, so Mark, real quick, we got through the picks. We got them down. You may have to re-listen to the podcast tomorrow.
Okay.
But as far as your picks, did you have any time to look over who you're wanting to pick?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I've got it listed down. I didn't circle who I wanted, but I can do it over really quickly.
Okay. Sure.
I do like, I guess, Team 12, which is the men in a 10-pin.
Okay.
Is
just to let you know, we actually all three picked the men in the 10-pin.
Yeah. Okay. I'm good with that as well. They a little bit last week.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. Then the next match here is Almost Empty Nest against Team 3, Wicked Trio. I'm going to go with Wicked Trio here.
We were all there except Chris. Chris went with almost empty nest. He said, "I'm going to pick like Mark and pick the handicap."
Okay. Well, that's a win for the three of us. Okay, and then after that, we got Team 8 Pin High, which surprisingly is in third place right now.
Yeah, we said that was the most shocking of the night.
Yeah, they did a number on the Blame It on the Alcohol next to us.
They did.
And I'm going to tell you, next time when we're ready to bowl, Blame It on the Alcohol, it's definitely going to be on 31 and 32. Their performance didn't look too good. But Three Fingers, who they playing here? Three Fingers Deep, is it? Or no?
Yeah, second
Pin High.
place. We said this will be the match of the night, second against third place.
Yeah, and this is a lot of sticks here. I'm going to go with Pin High on this one.
You'll be the only one. We all picked. Three Fingers Deep.
Oh, that's great, because that's what I thought would happen. Then and then the next one, put your thumb in it where they should be in dead last. Okay.
I mean, we're close to dead last. We're coming. Next week. We're not. Next week we're not.
Once Chris got on that team, I knew the rest of them would bowl. They would fall to pieces, just like
Lee has gone up.
Blame it on the alcohol. I'll take them all day on this match.
Wow.
We all picked Blame It on the Alcohol except Chris. He picked his own team.
Oh my God! There's a guy with another loss. Okay, Team 11, Ricky and the two Mikes against who you calling a pithead. Now this is probably to me the closest match of the night. But Lee, I'll take your team. I think this is probably a really good match.
Wow, I can't believe it. You'll be shocked to hear that I got all the love tonight. Everybody picked my team, even Chris.
Wow.
Yep. So that means it's an automatic loss for everybody.
Yeah.
That's true.
Really, looking at last week, that's kind of how it went. Every time we all picked the team, we lost,
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
And okay, so Team 7, the S team, is facing Team 9, and that would be Slate's Rockheads. Yeah, you know what? As much as I would like to see Slate Rockheads lose, I'm gonna have to take them in this match. I mean, they're really a strong team, and man, I don't know how the scratch brackets pulled out, but I'm rooting for Gil. So
yeah, he's the leader in the scratch bracket right now. He had 700.
Yes,
and he is killing it. He's going against
Joe Bear's going against Brian Brimmerman.
Brian, and so yeah, we're saying Joe Bear's going to be on this unbelievable hot streak for the next several weeks. So we all picked Slate's Rockets too.
And I'll be up head to head against Brimmerman, so I will make sure that I put a lot of pressure on him so he'll wins this
There you go. We said for your pair, we said you might have a little jet lag from bowling this afternoon and then having to be on the road all night. And so, but we did pick your team. We all three picked your team.
You know what? I still might be a little hungover from today's afternoon bowling, but I like our chances. 31 and 32 is not an easy pair for our team. I will take them. Ron struggled a bit last week. Both Kyle and myself bowled fairly well. Kyle, once again, held up his end of the bargain. I might end up being in the first slot in a couple of weeks. So I'm looking forward to it.
That's probably when you'll start bowling good because he's been killing it, and he's still leading in MVP race, 5 points ahead of George.
Yeah, he is.
And all the top bowlers except Joe Bear bowled bad last week. All three of the high average guys dropped, and that left the door open for Chris to try to win against you in the bet by taking high average.
Oh man, that's never going to happen. Dreams.
I don't know. I'd be a little scared. I know Chris was looking down there for a little while. He was about 10 pins under the high average. Now he's within 4.
You know what, though? I'm willing to bet maybe Kyle will beat him in average at the end of the year.
It could be.
Yeah.
I'm willing
No,
to
that's, not
bet
gonna,
that.
that's never going to happen. Never.
But you know
that
what?
could be a side wager there.
There could also be another wager whether Chris will have a team left by the end of the year.
Oh,
My wife will not leave
man.
me.
Yeah,
Oh,
that'd be.
she won't,
yeah.
will she?
So how does everybody take Team 5 here, or
We
how
sure did. We all picked
I
you.
did.
We have
Okay.
faith in your team.
Okay?
No, I
well,
didn't. I picked BD
No,
in the
I
pocket.
think Chris.
Oh,
picked,
you did? I
Brian.
thought
Yeah,
you picked
I
Mark's team.
No, I picked BD.
Oh, that's right. You did pick
BD.
BD. All right. He
Okay.
likes BD, so.
Okay. Well, he's looking for another L.
It could be. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Hey, next week I'll be calling in from Boston on our podcast. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, I'll be in.
Mark.
I'll be in Boston after the
You'll be in your
Super Bowl.
hometown.
How do we like the
Oh,
Super?
that's right. The Super Bowl. You do go
Yeah.
to Boston every year.
Yeah. So who do we like in the Super Bowl?
That's a
49ers.
good point. I'm going with the 49ers as well.
49ers.
Even against the spread.
Yeah, 49ers.
Oh man, I like the 49ers too. Now I'm starting to get worried.
What do you like, Kyle?
Well, I would like to see KC do it, but there's been too many mistakes this year, so I have a feeling it's going to be 49ers.
Oh, my God. We're all on the 49ers.
Oh, that's
I
not
only
good.
want the 49ers to win because I want to at least say the Lions lost to the Super Bowl winner.
No, that's not good.
Yeah, and that's not going to make Jared very happy because he's a Kansas City fan.
No.
So he says F all of you.
Oh, Mark, you
Jared.
lost your bracket against George
Like I
Martinez.
said, I would like to see KC win, but I have a feeling it's going to be San Fran.
Yeah, me too. I'm in the same boat, Kyle.
My sister and brother-in-law have tickets to the KC games, and they're going to try to go because my sister lives in Vegas. They're going to try to go to the Super Bowl.
That's cool. I hope they do. Mark, real quick, any odd bets you're going to bet this weekend?
Look, I've already put in a lot of bets. You know, I mean,
Oh, wow.
but one of my bets, I think I haven't put in yet that I am going to put in is $100 to make $1,100 that this game will go into overtime.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah, so
That might be a good bet because last year it almost did.
Yeah, so for $100 you can make $1,100 plus your 100 back. So if I put up $100, I can make $1,200 if this game goes into overtime. And
you can just clean up just on that. You don't have to
yeah.
win another bet.
Yeah, and this is, there's a good possibility here.
Did you put any money in squares?
Yeah, I did that, but squares is just luck of the draw. Like I bet a couple of prop bets that the running back there for Kansas City, Pacheco will score a touchdown, and
That's a good bet. That's a really, really good bet.
Yeah, and then the field goal kickers will kick a couple of field goals, things like that. But I might play that overtime. $1,100. The thing goes into overtime. That's
Not
great.
bad.
Yeah.
Not
That's
bad.
badass.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, good luck next week. We hope you do good in the bets. We'll have to ask you about it during the podcast.
Sure.
Hopefully, you won't be too partied out by the time we do the podcast next Monday night. And we hope you have a safe trip. And we'll talk to you again. Thanks for joining tonight.
Yeah, no
And
problem.
thank you, Kyle, for subbing in for Mark.
No problem.
Yeah.
Thank you,
I
Kyle.
mean, and hopefully we don't lose a lot in the ratings this week.
Yeah, Chris was in charge.
I think we'll gain. I think we'll gain like at least 10% more than what we have. All right, thank you so much, Kyle, for helping us. I think you're a better podcaster than Mark, so consider being a replacement for Mark. Because I mean, as our viewers stated here before multiple times, that they like to see me talk more than Mark. But think about it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in for season 7, episode 3 of the JBC podcast. Congratulations for everyone who is still currently in the Coke Bottle Scratch Challenge. Mark, you're not. You suck. So just tune in. Kyle, think about next time because you did bowl great. You are continuing to bowl great. You are continue to prove us that you are still on a hot hand. So, and to be weary of you, we are weary of you, and we are aware of you. So keep it up, Kyle. You got this. All right. So tune in next time, guys, or you will be like the Lions and losing.
Oh, that's mean.
And I never liked the Coke bottle, anyways.
Especially after they use it.
Oh,
You're gonna
All
have
right,
to
guys,
come up
we'll
with
see
a
y'all.
trophy there.
I am.
Yeah.
I did. I'm having Tracy make one.
Yuck. I hope
Just-
it's not used.
Just pull that one you got off the mantle.
Oh, no,
They already have that. It's
it's my
overused.
mom's vase.
It's no longer in the shape of a Coke bottle.
It's my
All
mom's
right,
vase.
guys. We'll see y'all tomorrow night.
All right, y'all be
All right.
safe.
Thank you.